It's time to fight. Welcome to the channel where I talk, you listen. I'm your host Anonymous, and welcome to Respawn Wednesdays. Today we're going to be ranking all of the sword fighters from Super Smash Brothers. We're going to be ranking them from S tier to D tier. And again, this is always just my opinion, so, just think about that. So, here we go. Alright, first on the list we got Meta Knight. I think Meta Knight would be a good B tier character simply because he's quick, he's fast, he's got a good counter move. If you really know how to play as Meta Knight, I think that he can really be somebody's ace in the hole. Now, I'm not sure that he's an A tier or an S tier character just because there's so many other characters on this list already. So I'm just gonna leave him there as a safe bet for now, and I might change him later just based off of who's on the list. All right, next on the list, we've got Hero. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Hero's definitely like an A tier or an S tier. He's got so many different powers that you can switch through, and some of them are just, I think one of them is like a one-hit kill kind of deal if you have a certain amount of damage dealt to you. And yeah, he's a very versatile character. He's fast, he's powerful. Next on the list, we got Robin, one of my personal favorites. I use Robin all the time. I win, or lose, doesn't really matter. But I think Robin is again another versatile character. Not too good when it comes to close combat. I think that keeping your opponent at range is probably the best when it comes to using this character. They have a good sense of magical abilities, and then they also have a little bit of swordplay, I think. Yeah, it's just that once you use up all the power, you kind of rendered defenseless until your magic regenerates. So once you really don't have a choice but to get to that point. And so once that happens, you kind of just have to wait it out and hope that your opponent isn't trying to run you down. Yeah, so next on the list we got Corrin. I think Corrin is definitely up there, maybe in an A tier. Corrin's got a good handle on how to stagger opponents, right? This is a great staggering move, and then also just fast, hard striking attacks. Yeah, I like using Corrin a lot, actually. Next on the list, we got Sephiroth. Now, I would say that Sephiroth's probably S tier just because who Sephiroth is as a character in general. But as far as him in the game, I haven't played him well enough to know how good he is. I think that he's a solid character, but he may be a little bit slow, but very powerful. I want to put him in S tier, but I think that he may be a little bit slow. And I don't know if that really matters. Maybe in like it all, I guess all of this really depends on who's picking these characters. Who's got control of the sticks, pretty much. Next on the list, we got Pit. I think Pit is a good all-around character. Very quick, agile, good shield attacks, or good shielding capabilities for, explosive attacks, magic abilities. He can fly, right? So he can get back to the map easily get back to the map. And then good with aerial combat. Well, I'm gonna say B, because then I'm gonna say that Dark Pit's even better. And I don't think that Dark Pit's S tier per se. And maybe that's just because I have other characters on the list that I haven't gotten to yet, but basically I think that Dark Pit is a class above pit in general. And so, yeah, that's my decision for that, I guess. Byleth. Now here we go. This is definitely an S tier character. You can switch between swordplay and then also just strong, fast attacks. If you really know how to use the character and make the combos connect, I think that you would have a big problem on your hands if somebody who knows how to use them correctly. Shulk. I want to say S tier as well. I think that, again, in the right hands, Shulk can be a deadly character. You can change your stats, for goodness sake. You can go from being able to jump higher to having more striking capability to defense. It's like there's just so many things that Shulk can do. He doesn't have a good aerial combat system, I think, which is a huge problem for him, because if somebody knocks you off the platform and you get too far off, you're not going to really have too many options when it comes to getting back. So yeah, that's one of his biggest faults. But Shulk is S tier. I mean, I believe he is. I really do. Okay, next on the list we got Roy. I think that Roy's probably maybe an A tier. One of the earliest characters, sword characters to join. I think it was Melee we got Roy, right? Melee for Roy and Marth, a couple other characters. I don't know though. I think Roy has a good amount of attacks, but I don't think that he's that strong. Definitely if you get knocked off the edge with him, you're probably gone. I don't know, man. Roy was good when there was no one else, to choose from that category, but nowadays he might be a little bit played out. Maybe even a D tier. Somebody's got to go down here. All right, Lucina. I think she's definitely better than Roy by a little bit. And so B tier. Yeah. Next is Chrom. This guy, in my opinion, is the worst sword player in the game. I mean, he doesn't have too many attacks, and he's got that 1-2 hit combo thing going on, and then he can't get back to the map that great. I don't know. I don't think that too many people play as this character because he's kind of weak, right? I don't know. Anytime I play with anybody, no one ever uses this character. Go to a con, no one's ever using Chrom. So that's what I'm basing it off of. Okay, next on the list we got Link. Now this Link, I remember the old Link playstyle way back when, before Ultimate, actually. That was my favorite version of Link. The new Link that they have now is cool, but I don't think that he is as strong as the other ones. So I don't want to disrespect Link because he's one of my favorites, but maybe, yeah, I think a B tier, because then we have Young Link, who's definitely better than that Link, I think. I mean, the fire arrows, he's got a crazy arsenal. He's got the bombs, the fire arrows, the boomerang. He's got that milk taunt where he drinks the milk. That's goated. And then I think that Toon Link is S tier because he's got all the same capabilities as Young Link and practically Link, but he can dish it out a little quicker. I feel like he's faster for some reason. Now, I will say that his chain mechanic definitely is short range compared to the other Links. No other reason than that, I use Young Link as my main all the time. And again, with his capabilities, his arsenal, and even like his height is very helpful. He's got a shield, for goodness sake. If you're not paying attention, someone shoots an arrow at you, you can just block it automatically, or someone throws an object at you, you'll just block it. So a very good character. Next on the list, Ike. I want to say that Ike is S tier 2 simply, and this is just bias at this point. Yeah, Ike has the strongest damage capabilities, one of the strongest damage capabilities in the game. He can take you from like 0 to 25 in one strike. So I don't know, you definitely want to stay away from Ike. Either that or like hit him quick and fast, because he's pretty slow. So maybe not S tier. Yeah, he's definitely slow. It's easy to counterattack against Ike, I think. And then again, he can't get back to the platform that well. Not really. He's got that one attack where he throws his sword up in the air, but he has to come back down. So if you haven't, hit somebody or attached it to the platform edge, then you're going down. You can always use the dash though to get back. That's always a nice way to get back to the platform quick, fast, in a hurry. I don't know. I use Ike a lot as well, so I don't know if I'm not a professional is what I'm trying to say. I'm just like a natural, an average Super Smash Brothers gamer. Like, I have all of the games, I've played all of them, I have all the characters, all of that cool stuff. But I just think that I don't know as much about the stats as someone who's like playing this game professionally or something. So don't expect anything like super high level. Next on the list, we got Cloud. Cloud himself. Oops. I think Cloud's an A tier character. He's quick on his toes. I wish that he was able to use his other blades. That would have been nice to like be able to switch between those. But he's got the charge attack, and then it's really hard to get back to the map when you're Cloud, though. That's one thing that I can say for a fact. That if you get pushed off too far away and you don't have anyone nearby to like bounce off of, you're definitely going down. Again, that's a lot of the issue with most of these sword characters, is that they have pretty bad range when it comes to return to the platform. And so maybe I should even be basing it off of that solely. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just checking the list now to see if it makes sense where we stand here. Because maybe I could switch some people around now that I'm looking at it from a different perspective. But let me just go ahead and put Marth in there. I think that Marth and Lucina should definitely be on the same level. They pretty much have the same, well, not the same fighting mechanics. I think they fight similarly to one another, but I think that Lucina definitely has a more striking tone to her for some reason. So now that I'm looking at the list in its complete form, maybe we can switch some people around. Honestly, I don't think Roy's that good. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And then maybe I can bring Lucina and Marth down. Because to me, they're good if the people that you're playing against suck. But if you're playing somebody online who's goated, then I mean, you know, I feel like you're gonna have a hard time using those characters against some of the more skilled and versatile characters. So this list looks a little better, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it like this. That's all the time I have for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this one if you did agree with my list. Let me know down in the comment section. If you don't agree with my list, let me know down in the comment section. Maybe let me know who I should switch or what your ranking is of the characters. Be nice to each other out there, ladies and gentlemen. Show you boys some love. Peace.